happening, Magnus sites? Boy, have I banned a lot of people in the last 2 days. I mean, a lot. I mean, more than I can remember in recent times. Like, there is a lot of butthurt fanboys for this game that hasn't even come out losing their minds. All right, so we are going to get into this Washington Post review that everybody's been sending me. And after this, I'm not looking at any more reviews. I don't care who you ask me to look at. Well, except for like Angry Joe and, certain ones when it comes out. But beforehand, these pre-launch reviews, I'm not looking at nothing else, okay? Let me tell you something. People were so pissed. I was even being called the N-word. How salty and how much of a malfunctioning brain do you have to have? He had to be such a small man to be able to pull that out because he's mad that I won't play The Last of Us 2. Just think about this. How psycho fans are about this. I don't even preach, don't play it. I don't tell you guys, I'm like, play it if you want to. I'm just telling you I'm not going to play it. Some sick people in this world. So, before I get started, just two things that I notice is the two things that people say. Well, Skillup didn't like the first one. So that means he's going to hate the second one. That is horrible. That is a absolute horrible, terrible argument. I didn't care for Dark Souls 1, but I loved the Dark Souls 3. Destroyed your argument right there. Done. Absolutely destroyed it. Okay? 2. Well, you have to play the game to know if you're really gonna like it. Let me give you an example here. No, you don't. Because there's certain gamers that want specific things in games. Okay? Some people won't play a certain type of game unless it's first person. I can't stand third person. No, I don't. But you gotta play it. If the person doesn't like things to be third person, or whatever it was I said, whichever it is, if they prefer a specific perspective in a game to enjoy it, that's what they like. If they like particular gameplay elements and they're not included in the game, that's what they like. That's what they need to enjoy a game. Some people need incredible graphics to really feel like they're enjoying it. Some need incredible gameplay. Some don't care. Some are like, yeah, it's kind of wonky, but the story was good and the graphics were good, so, I had fun. You get what I'm saying? There's different things that people have for enjoying a game. Okay? I remember seeing this one review where it was a woman and I think she basically gave it a good review. By the way, a lot of you thought that I didn't see other reviews. You only looked at 2 reviews. You don't know what I do in my private time here. You see me for a few minutes on the screen per day and you think you know what I do. But she was like, this is how she did. She said, was it fun to play? No. Okay? She just added a third thing, because I told y'all I play games to have fun. Not to be sad or angry. You know what I'm saying? So, there's that. So, anyway, getting back to this. You have to play a game to enjoy it. Here's another thing. Maybe some of you will understand this. But you're going to laugh at this, right? So, what if a billionaire invited you to one of his fantastic, marvelous parties? You've heard that this billionaire, aka Naughty Dog, throws tremendous parties that don't compete with nobody else's party. They're the best, aka the parties or the games get. Okay, but then you hear, Okay? Any straight guy that goes has to get pegged by 3 hot girls. And then you can run the gamut of how many girls you want. I'm not going to that party. I don't care how good the game is, the party is. But you gotta go to the party to understand. No, I don't. That's not an element in a type of party that I like, that I'm looking for. Get it? Skill Up's review told me that I get pegged 3 times before I can get into the game. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay? I told you guys that I wasn't playing it if 2 specific things, major things happened. I've seen the leaked footage. The almost 3 hours leaked footage. It happens. And one of them happens a whole lot earlier than what you thought it was gonna fucking happen. Okay? I'm not playing the fucking game. Alright? It's not what I'm looking for. So you can stop crying and whining. It is totally possible for human beings to make a decision on something before actually doing it. You've been to a buffet or a cookout or someone's house for dinner, and you're not really sure what that dish is. Hey, would you like some of this? Oh, what's in it? We got some potatoes, and we got some green beans in there mixed with some mashed potatoes, and it's got garlic. I don't like garlic. Nah, it's not gonna work for me. But you gotta try it. Trust me, I don't like garlic. Garlic does not work for me in anything that I've ever eaten. But you have to eat it to know if you like it. No, you don't. You can make a very, very educated guess. 100% accurate guess on whether you will like something or not. How can you fanboys be that butthurt? You have to play it! Then anybody else that doesn't do it, if you don't play it, you're so stupid! The game's gotta be great! You psychos, buy the game and enjoy it for yourselves. Why push it on anybody else? I'm not pushing any narrative on anyone. I'm not telling you don't play the game. I want you to do, all the people that are not, I want you to enjoy your gaming experience. You know what I mean? Anyone that is a a-hole, I want you all to not enjoy your gaming experience because you're bad people. You know what I mean? This is how it goes. But anyway, let's get into this because I guess this is the review that's going to change my mind. Because it's going to convince me that the things in there that I didn't want to be in there are in there. But hey, you're going to like it though. Just because this person thought the way that I did in the beginning doesn't mean it's going to change my mind. It does not mean that. We're not the same person. We have different minds. We have different ways of thinking. We have different things that we like and dislike. It's one person. Okay? One person that's different from me. Okay? Even if it was a twin brother of mine, which I don't have. I have one that's close to that. Me and him are 2 totally different people. Well, your brother liked it. So what? Just because we look alike don't mean I'm gonna like it. I know what I'm looking for. He may have been looking for other things. Just because we both felt bad and didn't like hearing the leaks, that means that we're both gonna like it? No, it absolutely doesn't mean that. And I'm gonna tell you this, when I saw those 3 hours, man, I saw people saying that they saw it, and I saw these afterwards, and I was like, yo, you're right. They said there was one particular element about the gameplay, about the game, and they were correct. And it begins with a B. Yeah, they said it was, yeah. So, anyway, let's start this. For all of you that have made it through my first rant. Now, let's continue. This was written on June 12th. Note, this piece will not discuss specific content, of course not, because everyone was blocked from talking about, with this embargo, they couldn't talk about nothing. Which I heard certain reviewers say, like, why? Why? Alright, so it won't talk about anything beyond what's already been revealed through official sources. I was ready and willing to hate the sequel of The Last of Us. Naughty Dog's The Last of Us was a high watermark for narratives in gaming and didn't need a sequel. Its ending ambiguity was perfect, as evidenced by 7 years of passionate, intelligent, back and forth debate over whether the protagonist, Joel Miller, made the right decision. I tried to sabotage the hype for myself by diving straight into all the leaks and rumors that surfaced in April. Part of it can be blamed on journalists' curiosity. After all, the leaks were huge, and my level of excitement was already pretty low. Seeing these leaks would have affirmed my biases, and sure enough, what I saw and read left me severely disappointed and angry. The leaks made the story sound trite, uninspired, misguided. I knew it, I thought. They never should have made a sequel. This was my mindset, and I booted up. So, first of all here, this reminds me of something. Anita Scarsese, I don't know her name, okay? But I know a little bit about her. From what I hear, I don't know, but what I hear from people, a whole lot of man hatred, which can kind of explain certain things, especially I'm hearing like about the Uncharted and the whole thing with, especially with that last one, and then it makes sense with this game, because I've seen certain other videos talking about her and this game. And I'm like, okay, really? I'll have to do my own research on her though. But from what I hear, it's not good to be a straight white male, or a man at all. There's something else I meant to say. Some of you say, why would you ruin the game by reading the leaks? For a lot of us, reading leaks don't ruin anything for us. I heard about the leaks for The Last Jedi and still hated it. I read the leaks for Rise of Skywalker and still hated it. Doesn't matter. I saw both of those. Okay, I'm able to, to critically think here. Okay, things aren't black and white like a lot of you think they are. If you read leaks, therefore it ruins. No, I mean, I'm that guy whose mother used to say, "Well, if you eat that candy, it's going to ruin your dinner." No, it's not, Mom. Trust me, I know. I've never had my dinner ruined by anything that I ate before dinner. I'm not that type of person. Therefore, I'm also not the type of person that gets ruined by leaks. That's me. Maybe be other people that are opposite, By the end of it, I changed my mind. Despite my early and strict skepticism of the premise, I now believe the sequel to The Last of Us feels justified. It dives deeper into character motivation than ever before, and it's at least as good as the first game, which many believe to be almost perfect. It does not worsen or remove that ending's significance or impact. It grapples with its traumatic consequences directly without any of the coy teasing and walking on eggshells that dominate much of pop art, including film. Another thing, a lot of y'all say that one of the characters, you could see it coming with them, something happening to them. Yes, so could I. It's not that it was done, it's the way it was done. Don't you get that? That's what everybody's saying. It's not that it was done. It was the way it was done. Like I said, I've seen the leak almost 3 hours. While I will not confirm details within any of the leaks, I can deny some of them. Some of them. Game director Neil Druckmann, who co-wrote the story with screenwriter Hallie Gross, made an early claim that there were a lot of other false rumors out there. This is not a lie. And that's fine for me, because I told you, if 2 specific things were in there, I didn't want to play the game. And they are. So, I don't want to play the game. And is a reference to many false narratives and plot summaries spread across sites like 4chan and Reddit. Some made up entire details and scenes while making false assumptions about the story and its characters. Now remember, guys, even though those 2 things are in there, those were the only things that I needed to not like and not want to play it. I've seen all the leaked footage thus far. And I've seen more of it that lets me know. But I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to play for yourself. I'm not going to try to ruin anything for you. You know what I mean? But trust me, a lot of y'all are going to be eating crow. See, I'm not telling people not to play it and that it's a bad game. That's what you need to get through your heads. It's probably an incredible game for many people. And for me, it would be technologically incredible. Okay? Well, Tyrone, your story doesn't matter. And I've said in several videos that for most games, the story isn't integral to you having fun. It's not. That's the reason why I made that video. The story doesn't matter. But this game is built around the story. Like I said with Telltale games, I mean, it's an interactive story. There's certain games that it's integral to. This is one of them. So don't use that. You said the story doesn't matter. With this game, it does. And with several others, it does. But for most games, it still doesn't. In April, an hour and a half of footage from the game leaked onto the internet. Kotaku reported in May that hackers may have exploited a security vulnerability of a prior Naughty Dog game. The magnitude of the leaks was unprecedented, particularly for a narrative-driven game shrouded in mystery and mainstream anticipation. The game's release date was pushed up to June 19th after the leaks ravaged the initial rollout plan. Naughty Dog and publisher Sony Interactive Entertainment went to do damage control while launching an investigation into the hack. Joe's voice actor Troy Baker, a celebrated talent in the industry. By the way, he voices the Joker. Also tweeted in support of the game. You might think you know, but you don't. Baker was right. I went into the game armed with the knowledge of the leaks, thinking I could fill in the blanks of the story. The game still left me in shock. It was a very much an extension of the first game's themes and storytelling tricks. It's less concerned about the lore of the world and more about how these characters find strength and meaning in a world stripped of it all. Druckmann told the Washington Post that the sequel is so much about hate and how we dehumanize each other, and you can see that happening with the leaks. The leaks caused many players, including myself, to take nuggets of information and cast a blanket of judgment on the whole game and its concepts before engaging with it. The fallout was nasty, spawning hard to avoid memes, many of which were hateful and based on the presumption that Naughty Dog is trying to cater to liberal audiences. YouTube influencers reacted immediately with disappointment to the story details, ready to turn down their excitement for the game. I muted my excitement in turn. But as the game played out, scene by scene, my skepticism was disarmed, and my mind was open to a story I thought I knew, but clearly I didn't. The game's first few seconds comforted me. It begins with a confessional from Joel to his brother, Tommy, as he grapples with his actions from the first game. Tommy's face expressions both horror and compassion as he comes to grip with what his brother did. The stories told on all their faces, and unlike anything we've seen in games, it's worth the price of admission alone. If you were to break down the story of The Last of Us, it would have sounded similarly trite and uninspired. The Last of Us was a special game because of the lengths that the writing went to get us to know and understand these characters' motivations. Joel is a cold-hearted killer, and we know that because we lived through his trauma and understand his decades of doing whatever it takes to survive. We understand Ellie because she's a young girl looking for purpose and fulfillment in a world empty of it. We understand them both because we watch them grow and fight for each other. Excuse me. The Last of Us was not simply a father-daughter road trip across America, any more than its sequel is a story about revenge and violence. Like a folktale of historical fable, hearing it is not the same as living it. People loved Joel and Ellie because of how they grew on each other, how their personalities changed as their relationship evolved into something deeper without conditions. Here in Ellie's story, we have a tale how the ones dearest to us are capable of wreaking the most havoc in our lives. We witness her happiest moments and stay with her through her deepest anguish. No, it's not a particularly new topic for pop art, even video games, to address, but it's rarely been told with such discomforting bluntness. Even if I thought I knew the story's beats, and I usually didn't, the way it was framed and performed chilled my blood, even when it dared me to smolder in my own bloodlust. The Last of Us Part 2 still works, even in a so-called spoiled state, because it's rare to play a video game that listens so intently to who its characters are, one that portrays them with dotting sympathy. In the coming weeks, I predict there's going to be a lot of conversation around the events in The Last of Us Part 2. How they're portrayed, what the characters do, how the players feel. As much I enjoyed and appreciated its intentions, it will divide opinion. There will be furious debate. And the only way you can honestly engage with these discussions is to play The Last of Us Part 2. The stories of Ellie and The Last of Us Part 2 are one and the same. Beyond hope and rationality, they scream to justify their existence. The only way you can know and understand their argument in the end is to play the game. I am the game because I am that damn good. First of all, I like to say, damage control is done by big major companies that had a whole lot riding on a new release. Captain Marvel, The Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker, The Last of Us 2. So for those of you saying that not one of the reviews was a shill, keep dreaming. I won't go into all of that. I was in the empty movie theater. I went to see Captain Marvel. Mine was full. Yeah, ain't what the newspapers was talking about. Anyway, so watch a bunch of people blow up in there about that. Yeah, it was trash. You might have liked it, but it was trash. Anyway, okay. Nothing there changed my mind. Not one damn thing. Not one thing. And I appreciate people sending it to me because you wanted my mind changed. It does nothing for me. Okay? Nothing. Nothing. I can't think of anything that I read that's making me want to play the game. Nothing. Not one thing. So, thanks for sending it to me, folks. You already know how I feel. This video's long enough. Hope you have enjoyed it. Haters, the band hammer is ready. I am actively looking for you. And if you comment and you don't see it, that means you're in my held folder. Ready for slaughter. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all think if you enjoyed my video. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo!